Hey everybody. My true crime. I can send the link. How's it going? Let me get some settings set up here. Every time I go through Restream, it yeah, it's different. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, 5 likes already? Woohoo! Yeah, something's still going on with my channel. How's it going? 1 second, guys. Un momento, por favor. Hold on. Okay. Hey, OG Nanny, Wise Old Lady, Whistle, Ash Cash. Wise Old Lady, you're the wiener. Have you ever been a wiener before? Hey, just me. I'm sorry. I was on a different screen noticing it was on my block list. I don't know. I might just unblock a bunch of people and then kind of start over. It's hard to even, they don't make it very easy on us to search, to go through the block list at all. It's crazy. All right. Let's go back to it later. Hey, Miss Peggy. Linda. All right. So we're going to watch some of Killer Looks videos this evening. I'm not sure which one. Oops. Okay. Hey, country girl. Let's see. Which one are we going to do today? Probably, I guess this one, maybe. It's the one we'll do first here. There we go. Okay. Hey, Carrie. So yeah, I think we're gonna watch this one. It says the part 3, Playboy is a lot to stick on your back, fam. Call me, playa. Well, good luck with that one, but I don't know if he's talking about. Somebody had said it. He was talking about Playboy, trying to get Playboy to call him. All right, let's go ahead. I guess we could just go right into it, huh? No need to just sit here and just wait any longer. Let's go ahead and just listen.
Oh, damn.
Let's put it on.
We all meet again. Welcome to Relic School. Killer got me running class here and there. We've been over a couple pieces. We've been down a couple roads. But today, Pulu, your teacher for the day, would like to bring you part 3 in the Knoxville trips. And I should say this as part 3 in Don's Knoxville trips. Cause I watched and I did my data with y'all, but we also saw things popping up here and there. There's a lot of y'all that look suspect, that may be suspect concerning the data in this case. But if you move through the city, y'all motherfuckers, and there's a lot of you motherfuckers, and Puru and Killer in agreement. I'm thinking a lot of y'all about design, you motherfuckers. So Fred and y'all do y'all thing. Andy, do your thing. It was never about y'all. Y'all came at the data and I just gave you data back. Y'all came at the data, I just gave you data back. This shit was really about what the parents of someone might have gotten themselves into. Or been around people who came around them and what them people might have got themselves into. Now, we had a couple issues in the club last night. I don't be liking that. This is my 4th time looking at the Maya situation. And Killer wants y'all to have fun and work together and get along, but sometimes that shit just don't work. So I'm going back to Disney. I handed out a couple wrenches and the shit going sideways on me. And to tell you the truth, ain't none of us really got time for that. So my apologies to anybody that was in the chat or up in the club or any day we even on here. Y'all just remember, a lot of that low vibration, negative bullshit.
I'm right now, I don't know. He's talking about something that must have happened in his chat. I might fast forward through it. he was mentioning it not being about Fred or Andy there for a second, but but that it's really about something about like the parents, but I mean, until we know exactly what happened, people are going to be looking into others. I think people already, I feel like it's a given that the parents are involved. I think it's just now about like what exactly transpired. Who else is involved besides the parents now that we pretty much I think can agree on that, a lot of us, but I mean not everybody, but this is all alleged. Obviously he had a mod CCC through a fit about, oh gosh, well, you can't make everybody happy. You just have to do your own thing and do, Crystal is always going to throw a fit on things. Let's see. We might fast forward this.
Stops us from involving. And all that shit's made by design too. So just know, everybody's welcome here. Even if you fuck around and make some mistakes, you're still welcome here. We always gonna be working data. Stroll y'all asses up in here, grab a desk, ground and pound that shit. Now y'all gonna have to excuse the situation. Cause y'all know when we hold class, we cut off everything. Cause y'all got trouble hearing.
Let's see what's
The distractions. Looking at the shit I jumped in with both steel toe boots. And said, Pluto,
let's see.
oh, help roller school. Straight line. A to B to C. E equals MC squared. It's gotta be logical. Even enough.
We all know that Summer Wells went missing, and if you accept what the TBI tells you, it was in the early afternoon. The last time that anybody outside of her family, and what I mean by that is anybody that lives on 110 Bell Benville Road, that had seen her or seen them with her, was true.
Hey, Georgia.
H would have been dropped off approximately 2:15. By her, but True said it was no later than 2:15 because he had to get ready and go to a doctor's appointment.
And what is this that we heard recently that he said that he had to get ready? Like, Fred came and showed me it. He's like, it was a clip of Andrew or Hunter on Andrews, like, I don't know how long ago, a few months ago or so. And Hunter was saying that he had like a probation appointment at like 3:30 or something about probation at 3:30. Which I was trying to think what else Fred has said about that was, but that was weird. I had never heard that anything about probation. No, I didn't cook. I didn't cook tonight live. No. Who's this creepy guy? This is Killer Looks. You never seen Killer Looks before, Georgia? No. Oh gosh. What now? Cam's here on YouTube?
No, what I said about that clip was supposed to have that appointment at 3:30 with the PO, but he's going to get out here and get alcoholed up and smoked it.
Oh,
before the
yeah,
PO.
yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That don't sound right.
I don't see, there is no post of cracking cases.
Because he stated that he had to see his PO at 3:30 on the 15th on Andrew's channel.
Yeah, so yeah, on Andrew's channel, he did say something about seeing his PO on the 15th. That's
Yeah,
something.
at 3:30.
So that makes sense. So Fred said, so he's gonna be. They were drinking and stuff during that, so he's gonna be all drinking and stuff before he has a PO appointment.
And she bought him babes or whatever too.
Yeah, like that means he would have been drinking before. He's trying to hire Cam's post. Cam.
What Killer's doing right now is texting Andy. Andy's in chat.
Huh?
What he's doing right there on the screen right now, he's texting Andy. Andy's in chat, on his chat. He texting Andy back and forth a lot on this live.
Oh. No. So Cracking Cases post is still up. I'm over here on Cracking Cases. Let's see. Right here it says 2 months ago is the most recent. 2 months ago, closest live. 10 days ago, closest video. What do you mean? Which post? But that is interesting that he said that, something about probation. Because that is a good point. How would he
At one time he said he had to be back at 2:30, and then it changed to 3:30 in a different video.
They can't have me. You can't block me from seeing their stuff. That's not possible. Oh, it's a short? This one? They had something 10 days ago. Hmm. This one was 11 hours ago. Hmm. What are they? So what is it there? The post you guys are talking about? Asking for assistance. Hold on. Let me look on TikTok. I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. He must have deleted it. Asking for help in assisting investigating cases. That was it? That one I just had up was it? He is effed. Now I'm curious what you're talking about, what you mean. Which one was it? That was it. Which one was it?
Happiness. Well, that's changing. I want.
DNA can be surprisingly ambiguous. DNA can be surprisingly ambiguous.
This one?
So I've been dwelling on some things the past little bit.
Oh.
I've always wanted to make everybody else happy, but I've never been really.
Hold on. If I could get the.
That's changing. I want my kids to be happy, my wife to be happy, and So I've been dwelling on some things the past little bit.
Is it the one where I was just trying to play, but now for some reason I can't get the freaking volume to work? Oh, it's all this? But I do know for some reason why that I can't hear anything.
So I've been dwelling on some things the past little bit. I've always wanted to make everybody else happy, but I've never been really worried about my happiness. Well, that's changing. I want my kids to be happy, my wife to be
I don't know. I can't get it to freaking play now, so I'm just going to go back to Going Killer Looks because I can't get it to play. I didn't see anything said in there about anything about asking for help. It didn't say anything about anything. What was it asking for help about? I didn't see anything that you guys are talking about. Was it on TikTok or was it on YouTube? The short of the shed didn't have volume. Fuck if I know, guys. I don't know. I'm going back to Killer's video because unless somebody wants to send it to me, I can't figure. I don't know why the volume just stopped working.
We found out, if you believe Andrew Hill, his dad was at 3 o'clock, and in my head was believing him. That would have put them going back towards, not to, but towards Ben Hill Road, and arriving there about 2:30. We're going past there around 2:30. I mentioned that there was a issue, or that I believe that they were runners. They did a lot of running, and I mean a lot, to try to gain favor.
Now they were taking meds down there, and went around and cut and killed fucking children in the ring. I never want to drag my blood on that.
Then, girl, I'm taking a look at what if the interview from the other night where Mary was talking to the lab. And what if she knows something that she's trying to tell us? What if she knows that Summer's alive and that a despicable act of her father selling her happened? The lowest of low moments it would have to be to sell your own child. And that I've referred to the Wells property until the community has been covering Summer Wells by a couple different phrases and activities that I've always heard and come to know as a local happen. I've had a certain code or codes of phrases. One of them that I'm discussing and really talking about tonight is why I call it a trading post. But no, you're right. It is on the news all the time. But
calling the Wells the trading post. Yeah, if you guys, did he take it down, Wally? I sent you the link to his channel. I told him that you were asking about his channel and stuff when he was in Empress Ziggy last night. But you guys got me all curious about cracking cases, and then hate that shit. I'm confused. I'm so confused. But the trading post, Don Wells property as like the trading post, is that what RJ's referring to it about? Or trying to, or that bottom shed? Yeah, the bottom shed does look like it. It does remind me of a like trading post. Old school. Who knows what kind of crazy thing. Who knows?
How does it affect 110 Ben Hill Road? Drugs were trafficked through Ben Hill Road. There's a reason why Don says he knows who Playboy is. Playboy is a person in Knoxville.
13 years ago, they both lived together, then the man was named Playboy. And, like, Playboy. Oh, yeah. So, like, him or the guy that... Right, he was like the boss of the whole wedding together.
If Mary is right, none of this was by accident. Part of the theory of what I believe happened is that there was something more nefarious for the 15th. But the sudden illness interrupted and caused everything to change. This is the route, if that is true, that Don Wells would take it to get home. Remember, I said he was not at. I don't believe, and I'll say this: I believe all the evidence points to that Don Wells was not at the Meadows all day on 15. I think part of the day, whether he had to put a work order in, or he was calling it a day early, or whatever the case may be, he would have been here at his boss's office or home. And then after talking with her, let's be clear on this: if you're at your boss's home, you're still at your job location.
So he mentioned something about Playboy. I've been really looking into this. I came across this article information on this guy, who I believe now is deceased and passed away last year, or otherwise I'd be honestly like pretty scared to even talk about it. It still is kind of scary, but I kind of wonder about this guy. I would really see if there is any connections between this guy and Don Wells or others on Ben Hill Road. Gang member with history of human trafficking wanted in Knox County, now in custody. Knox County, okay, so Knoxville. Washington was wanted in Knox County for violation of sex offender registry requirements. This is back in 2020. And it says that officials with Rogersville Police Department said a confirmed member of the Vice Lords gang, one of the oldest street gangs in Chicago, who was wanted in Knox County, was arrested on Sunday. So, and this is a guy that had fallen asleep over there in Rogersville, and he was wanted by Knox County and the U.S. State Marshal Service, 2 active warrants. He has considered armed and dangerous and with violent tendencies. He was discovered with 2 syringes, narcotics, 4 guns, marijuana, drug paraphernalia. Says investigators said Washington is a convicted felon with previous charges of kidnapping, human trafficking, possession of firearms, and possession of drugs. So this guy is out of Knox County. Here, when you go to, here's something else. Knoxville man pleads guilty to sex trafficking, conspiracy, and drug offenses. This is 2016. Marcus Washington of Knoxville, Tennessee, pleaded guilty today in 1 count of conspiracy to commit sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute a Schedule II controlled substance, and possession with intent to distribute a Schedule II controlled substance. So according to documents submitted in connection with the plea, Washington arranged for a woman identified as Casey to meet with a client at a hotel to perform commercial sex acts. Washington did not know that this client was actually an undercover law enforcement officer. Shortly after, Washington was arrested outside of his hotel, found to be in possession of oxycodone. It says a subsequent investigation revealed that Washington and another person had recruited Casey to engage in prostitution. Washington knew that Casey was addicted to oxycodone and that she feared withdrawal sickness. He withheld oxycodone from Casey until she engaged in commercial sex acts. And when Casey objected to continuing to perform acts of prostitution, Washington used physical force and threats to compel her to continue. This defendant threatened, abused, and forced a vulnerable woman to engage in prostitution, said Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General Vanita Gupta, head of the Civil Rights Division. Human trafficking violates the law and threatens the most basic standards of human dignity and decency. No conviction can undo the harm he inflicted, but we hope this guilty plea provides a measure of relief and justice to the victim of the case. So yeah, that's that. This is very, very similar to who I am, and this is a guy affiliated with the Vice Lords. Could this be who I am thinking Playboy is? Possibly. Unfortunately, this man, I believe, passed away last year. Kind of think that this is him right here back in younger days. Passed away May of 2023. I think that's him. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but it's unfortunate if it is, because it looked like he used to have a pretty decent life, but I don't know what happened. And right here's another one. Back in 2013, here's one in 2013 of him being arrested on drug charges and promoting prostitution along with a woman. And it says that detectives got a human trafficking warrant for Washington on Friday morning. So this was like in 2013. We have, let's see, what picture is this? Yep. Hold on, let me see if it will load it here, load image. So, hold on. Here's the image that wouldn't come up. Is this Playboy? Do you remember Ernie Shell had a black dude he flashed on his channel a couple times, pimpin' looking dude? No, I didn't see him. Did it look like this guy though? But unfortunately, I don't know how he passed away, but I would love to know. Everybody's passing away. It's crazy. He might not at all be related at all. That could be totally, but man, I'm telling you, I mean, his history and stuff and his ties to Knoxville sure sounds a lot like what we hear from Playboy about Playboy on this channel and from that lady of the night call. It sure sounds pretty similar. I don't know. You guys can look into it yourself. But let's see, when that was, if he passed away, though, that would kind of yeah, that would mean though, who was dude talking about at the house that Fred was staying at, you know? Because that means he would have been, Playboy would have been, if he died last year in 2023. I don't know. It's just thought supposedly there's more than one Playboy too, allegedly. I don't know. An older and a younger one. I don't know. He showed him in a car. He was with him in a car. I don't remember what he looked like exactly, but Playboy was the dude Ernie knew. That'd be crazy, because I've always wondered, kind of, not always, but recently have kind of, I'm gonna grab Bandit, but kind of wondering about why is everything not everything, but a lot of things keep going back to Kentucky. Like, I don't know, do Don and Ernie, did they know each other? There is a lot of ties to Kentucky from Beach Creek because of like chicken fighting. Well, people used to go up to Kentucky to chicken fight because they were the last to, they were legal until like what?
I don't know, it's been 20 some years.
Oh, like it's been 20 years, but hey.
It's been probably 30 years since I've been taking over. I mean, even Summer's pictures, a lot of Summer's pictures, she throwing a Viceroy symbol in a lot of the pictures too.
Yeah, it does seem like that they were trying to, it does seem like that in some pictures that they could have been encouraging, somebody could have been encouraging. Henry, Michelle, and Andrew. I mean, that trip, that New York trip, is weird. I will say that. That whole thing was very, very strange. I don't know if that's all involved or some kind of, or, another thing is it could be completely unrelated, that trip, but it still could be something not good. You know what I mean? Just because it's not related doesn't mean it wasn't something illegal. Because that was freaking weird. Oh, we're going to drive all the way down to Tennessee and turn around in one day. We're going to pack up our whole life to move down to Tennessee and be like, drive all the way down to Tennessee and then just don't. That doesn't even make sense. Was Hunter throwing Vice Lord signs? I believe so. I mean, I'm not a expert at all those signs and stuff, but I do know Playboy sign, like the Playboy bunny, is a symbol used by the Vice Lords.
That's his office. So he never, ever told a lie in that. But he didn't tell 100% the truth either. It would have been so easy to make an exchange at Greenville. Because it's this little gas station. And when I mean a little gas station, it has a lot of traffic going through it. But most traffic is Greyhound.
Guys.
The most traffic that goes there is Greyhound. You have an Ingles
Probably
grocery store that is right next door that has its own gas station that more people would go to than this gas station, this convenience store.
Oh, I like that idea. I think is he talking about the Greenville Greyhound stop?
It would have been so easy to arrange for somebody to meet Summer Wells and go to Knoxville. Becker, I get exactly about Andy. I'm just not getting into that. I'm staying focused on this. It would have been so easy to have somebody meet Summer and take Summer to Knoxville from Greenville if Greyhound was used. Or even if they just did a car-to-car exchange at this point. Nobody would have paid attention.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys, speaking of Greyhound, you guys, they need to do something. Okay, so I had my own personal Greyhound experience a couple months ago, or whenever I went down to visit Fred, okay? It was the second time ever that I used Greyhound. Trying to think, I did go through Greenville, I believe.
Yeah, it's that station they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's where you was picked up.
Huh.
That's what they're talking about. The Greyhound, that gas station there where they dropped you off.
Yeah.
The Greyhound.
So that's the end. That's the last. My last. That's
That
where.
was your last stop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So they don't check your IDs and all that shit. As long as you have like a scan thing on your phone, you're good to go. Think about how many children could be transported through those Greyhounds. And as I was standing there, I saw a lot of people that could not speak English. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, this must be a big have Greyhound like third. a big part of their market has to be like illegals, like traveling, using Greyhound to travel, because you don't have to have, like, they don't check your ID or anything, you know, and they don't, I mean, they do have dogs like that sniff the, you know, drug dogs and stuff. Like, you don't want to risk that, but they don't freaking like check your IDs and stuff. And if you came on with a child, they're not gonna, they don't make sure that child's yours. Where's RJ? RJ is like, he hasn't been, he was around last night. I saw him yesterday, but he hasn't been around as much recently. But they lost all your son's luggage. Oh yeah, I mean, you just go and grab whatever. I mean, you guys have no idea. Like, it's definitely, so when on my way down to Tennessee, I get stuck in Louisville. How does that even happen? So I leave on the bus but then get to Louisville for the first stop. And then, oh no, there's no bus driver, because that bus driver goes home. That bus driver went home, the one that went from Indianapolis to Louisville, took us from Indianapolis to Louisville. But there's no replacement driver. So guess what? We're stuck in freaking Louisville until the next day at the same time. 24 freaking hours. And no, they don't give you any accommodations. No, you don't have a hotel room afforded to you or allotted to you or anything or any type of accommodations. No type of like credit for like dinner or anything. And yeah, it's bad. And it's not like, it's not a nice area either. It's not exactly. Anyways. PG insists Fred took summer off. She's cooked. Has she been saying that still recently? That's so crazy. There's just, I'm scrolling back. Okay, let's keep going here.
It's you and Dawn, and it's the one where it says, "Are you there? I'm at BP heading home. Now I asked my girl, and she quit all that other shit. Are you there? Hey." Was that you and Dawn?
I don't think that was me.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't really know.
You don't know? Yeah. It looks like he was asking you for some like maybe heavier shit than meat or something. I don't know. It says, "I asked my girl, and she quit all that other."
Yeah, it just, I don't know. This was so long ago, I don't really, but heard that was not another way, and so I don't know. And I not even in my text messages, but I don't think I had run through neighbors in my phone.
And then,
Pretty sure, I didn't think it was over text anyway.
Yeah, you said that either he wasn't saved or you had him in there as Dawn.
Yeah.
BP is a gas station, right?
Yeah.
BP, yeah.
Weird how much like Knoxville has. Well, Andy didn't mention it. Actually, Fred Hill mentioned it to me about Andy. How Andy. Well, I was anyway, and she said that when Dawn came down there, she was regularly every 2 to 3 weeks. She waited a couple of months where she left, and he did bring somebody with him several times, but she never knew what. Oh man. If she popped picture of him? I wonder if she would know him. If she would know if it was him. I want to know what send a picture of him now. Okay, I'll be taking pictures of him. I don't really see really how his name was like to, regular.
This situation with this $50,000 cartel and everything, okay? So what had happened was, a quick backstory is he had texted this woman named Sissy, who I know her real name. It does get said somewhere in here. Some of y'all probably actually know it. Anyways, he was having some affair with Sissy. We all know that by now. And he had actually said this to her, who then got in touch with me and was telling me and the current people supporting him, oh my God, he told me this, da, 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 da. And we asked him, did you really say this?
It's okay. First of all, that is not Sissy in that conversation right there, or PG. That's that woman that passed away, that everybody gets confused with PG, that for the longest time we thought was PG. Gosh, I can't believe I forget her name right now. See, gosh, one of you guys will be able to remind me. But this conversation about the $50,000, that was not PG, aka Sissy, aka whatever. No, this is
I fucked up. I was like,
the one that people kept confusing as Sissy or as.
Listen to the words carefully.
It's just a
No, not
freaking old lady I was fucking with. You know, I thought she was really trying to
There we go. Denise. Kathy got it. Denise. This is Denise. She's the one that was talking about how even to me, like saying like, oh, she thought that he was naked or that he didn't have a shirt on and wondered if he didn't have clothes on. And he was saying things like he was in love with her in this conversation. It was really weird. And she's like, I'm 68 or something like that. And he was like, age is just a number or something like that.
friend, and then when I found out she was trying to just hit me up for information, that's when I made up that ludicrous bullshit. So she, yeah, and I thought it was funny at the time, okay?
Yeah.
But it ain't so funny now or whatever, but it's just, man, I was just fucking with her head.
Okay, now the other thing they think is that's one of the reasons that apparently someone is saying that's why maybe your boys were took because they were worried the cartel was in town.
No.
Okay.
I called it.
Your federal government doesn't want you.
Wait, what? Did you just say I called them?
No.
Okay.
I called it.
Your federal government doesn't want you to find these kids.
Because he says, okay.
The other thing they think is that's one of the reasons that apparently someone is saying that's why maybe your boys were took because they were worried the cartel was in town.
No.
Okay.
I called it.
He did. I don't know what he says after that, but that's what Fred says is that he called CPS himself because he was afraid that the drug about his drug dealer, something about owing a debt to his drug dealer or something, right? That he wanted you to go help. Yeah. He was all freaked out that night. He's the one that called CPS and asked CPS to come get the boys because he had just bought all that freaking cocaine, that $2,000 of cocaine over there in Knoxville. he just got that prostitute too. That's right around then. Probably the same prostitute spoke about in the Lady of the Night call. I never even thought you can't trust any information really, like, cause like half the shit that people turn in is like lies for some odd reason. I don't understand why. So you have to like take everything with a grain of salt, you know? But it really does seem like the Knoxville and Playboy things seem to be something. I believe PG is Andrew Hilt's mother. Oh gosh. Yes. Somebody mentioned Dale. You almost positive PG's involved? I don't know about involved in Summer's disappearance or anything, but like, I definitely have my questions on where she came from and if she knew any of these people beforehand and what her agenda is. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely question it too. It's really strange. It's extremely weird. Guy that someone had sleeve tattoos. This guy has sleeve tattoos. Which guy has sleeve tattoos? You mean Killer Looks? No. I don't remember her saying they have sleeve tattoos. Maybe someone has an answer. Why did Andy stop working at the tire store after Summer went missing? I know. That's a good question, too. I don't think people ever realize that. We just kind of put that together here, Kathy. I think one night was like, wait, so he never went back to work?
Makes you wonder if he even worked on the 15th period.
I think he did work on the 15th at some point. I do believe that because I think that there's interviews with his boss about him being on, like he was on camera at some point. I do think he was there at some point that day. Oh, Sean Williams already knew too. Imagine that. Huh. That's yeah. I'm wondering if Sean Williams thing's all connected as well. But yeah, I do think it could be related to Sean Williams. But yeah, I'm very, very, very interested in that question, Kathy. Extremely interested in why he did not go back. Was it planned for the 15th of June all along to be his last day of work? Was that how it was planned? Because why did it happen that he didn't go back to work there until, if ever? I don't know if when he went back there. If he did, it was like had to been weeks later because he went and did the train ride thing.
For like 20 or 21 days.
Yeah, he tried to say it was only a few days though. But yeah, he told you at the gas station it was 21 days or something like that.
Out of town for 21 days, working up, running that train ride or whatever it was. Train ride.
Yeah. No, Betty, I don't think that people would think that she took. No, I don't think she's involved in. But one thing I wonder though is if she knew some of these people beforehand, because there is some ties to her or account that a person that a lot of people think is her. That account is tied to Allie Mullaney, Hunter's mother. So it's like it's weird.
From what, 2016 to 2019?
Yeah, something like that. Oh, I don't think so. Where's Summer? Over weed? Weed is everywhere. Tells me that he got fired the morning that Summer went missing, not the day before. Find it. Who are you talking about? Where's Summer? Right, it's all BS. With Dawn, yeah. The way she calls him Donnie and stuff, especially very early on, calling him Donnie. If you go back to early Ziggy, when PG first came on, and just the way she was big time defending him, there was something definitely weird going on between her and Dawn. And she had a huge disdain for Candace. Like, oh my gosh, she talked about Candace like the most horrible person ever. Like she was just the most lazy, horrible human being ever. Just yeah. And how just horrible.
She talked about Dawn a little bit like she be Candace.
Yeah, she used to dog Candace big time because it seemed like she was just, when you think about it, it's like, oh, because you are the other woman. Replay those old videos. Yeah, we should.
Doesn't want you to find these kids. Your federal government, particularly the finders, CIA organization in Washington, D.C., is the biggest motivating factor behind this killing of this country today. Why? For some reason. Kids are used for body parts, sex slaves. They're used for satanic ceremonies. And a 10, 11, 12-year-old blue-eyed blonde-haired kid will sell on the auction block outside Las Vegas, outside Colonel Campbell, in a barn in Lincoln, Nebraska. These are 3 locations I'm aware of. For $50,000.
I showed them that I don't need to fucking tell my fucking daughter to buy dope. I got plenty of money in my bank account.
Why have to stay with summer?
Well, that's what I showed them. It pissed me off.
People piss you off, you go out and do stupid shit. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I get that, but they was the one talking to get it first. They told me that they have information that I sent my daughter to a drug dealer for fucking dope.
I'm gonna say drug dealer because he is Andy.
This past wow, so just this past Christmas? Just this past Christmas? Yeah. Did she know about missing Summer? Or Summer? Wow, so she saw him after Summer went missing. Yeah. But he never mentioned anything about that. Oh my gosh.
While I was there to be a service to Don and his family,
This
Don
is
thought he'd
super
be better.
interesting right here. This is really interesting. When I figured out that it wind up that this call happened around the time, or that she was referencing the time that Benny would have been there. And then I started remembering things that Benny had said about Dawn coming back with this, you know, these panties and all this coke and stuff. I had talked to Benny on the phone about this, and I was like, you know, yeah, he supposedly had a large amount of drugs on him. Never did the Sabbath stuff before. Yeah, that was weird too. It's all BS. But I don't know.
To run off and smoke crack the whole time I was gone. There's even an informational missing persons report made on him, so that it didn't go over the air and YouTube grab a hold to it. Then I left, came home, and on the 22nd, this fool ran off again and was gone. He spent Christmas out there smoking crack, running around with hookers and shit, coming back with lipstick and panties in the car and shit, coming home cracked out of his fucking mind.
But you remember what there was a hotel up deal? Yeah, like a hotel on the outside anyway, and then in the back it was another deal. Like in the back maybe it was like a bar or something? Or what? That was like a complicated drug. I mean, when I tried right there, like cracked my hair, they got out something back there.
Biggest fear is, you know, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something.
It was on two levels. There was like an underneath level to it, and then, you know, then on the outside, this was like a single level. Yeah. And like they can't, like, really fix me down to me.
My daughter's probably on the fucking streets right now somewhere. Nobody's listening to me.
Tell me we can't.
I know where she's at.
Hey, Aggie.
She's in a fucking motel room somewhere with some fucking weirdo. I mean, someone trying to tell them there's a little bit of crack cocaine. I know how it works. Somewhere hold up in a fucking motel room.
Don't let your fucking mind go there, okay?
I've already been there. I'm just telling you what.
She was so worried. I felt bad for her because I could feel, because I'm the one that's on the call here with them. And this is a phone call between, it was me, Dawn, and his sister Sonia. And I felt so bad for her because she really, I could tell she was so scared of what he was going to say, because she was afraid I was going to put it all out there and stuff. I held on to this call for actually a while, but I felt like it was so important. The stuff he was talking about, and I just could not believe it. Like, yeah, she was like, it seemed like I could feel like it was almost like she's like, oh my God, stop talking, you know, really trying to get him to shut up. Like, we were on the phone and she kept beeping in and he added her to the call or something like that, because she did not want him talking to anybody from YouTube or anybody. She was so afraid, like, and protective of him. I don't know. We haven't heard anything from her for a couple years that I know of. But I kind of wonder where she stands today. Yeah, she's the one that takes up for him.
I'm telling you what I've seen with my own eyes.
I believe that you have seen this.
said that she had just caught Donnie down on, well, it's famous 25th Street down here in Ogden, you know. And she said he was out there trying to sell little Donnie because he needed drugs. We're broke.
Man, look, like Clark said, we're here to speculate. We're not trying to cause no harm. We're not trying to say you did this or you did that. Man, if it stink, it's fucking rotten. I'm tired of playing with y'all. What the hell y'all doing over there in Green Hill? And that whole picture and everything is all some kind of what the fuck down or y'all got yourselves into too deep.
When you get addicted to drugs, you must sell your own soul to say hi. Imagine someone taking your daughter hostage. Your beautiful daughter that you just got back, and they're playing games with your fucking head.
All right, let's see what else.
The DEA has shown us there is no end to the creativity when it comes to getting drugs to a market, especially when there's a high demand. The DEA says the uptick in liquid meth being smuggled across the border continues to rise.
But the large loads, let's call them the mega loads, they're coming in. And those are the loads that are on bigger vehicles, loads that are in commercial vehicles.
Dissolved in a solution, sealed in tequila bottles, fuel tanks, or plastic detergent containers. Endless ways to fool agents. According to the DEA, liquid meth is easily smuggled, more difficult to detect, and can be less expensive than in powder or crystal form.
A lot of methamphetamine being smuggled into the country.
The drugs were being transported in organic milk cartons, and in one case, a child...
2 organizations using Playboy's Trucking LLC. Wait, what?
Smugglers and taken to a facility where the drug is extracted and returned to its crystal form.
The drugs were being transported in organic milk cartons, and in one case, a child traveling from California had cash strapped to his body to avoid detection by law enforcement.
You know, this is a total changes the ball game of how much he has or had.
No, he's gonna do prison time. I don't think there's any way around it. He's a past felon, and if he had a clear background, maybe he could do house arrest or something, get the opportunity for house arrest. But yeah, he's definitely doing prison time if he's convicted of this. And it looks like, I'm sure they have the evidence. Didn't Lawson say that Ben Hill wasn't a drug infested area, that it wasn't true? Now, law enforcement can lie.
Now, at that time, I'm not sure what I knew as far as when Fred first got arrested. I think, so I'm trying to think what me and RJ were talking about there. It must have been when you first got arrested, and we weren't sure exactly the way they make the charges there in Tennessee. Like when it comes to dealing, they also tack on manufacturing on it.
Any charge you get on methamphetamine in Tennessee, they add on the manufacturing.
Yeah, it says So I was thinking that you got manufacturing and stuff. Like, and then come to find out, that's why I'm saying, like, how we got the wrong picture of Fred, because he's never even cooked meth before in his life. Because
in Tennessee, anytime you get a meth charge, you get a manufacturing charge with you.
Yes. Why is it? It's like a big range, I guess, how they charge. And so it's weird because, so you don't know which somebody got. That's a big difference, like manufacturing, selling, and delivering. It says all together. So So I was trying to remember when that was.
You get back
What
up
would
in
have
the
had to
woods and
been when
whatnot.
you first got? I guess it would have had to been June of 2023. I guess.
And even to the Wells property, and I've gone over that many times. Don't fool yourself. They were involved. They're involved in some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who do you think's involved? You think?
Oh no, I'm saying in general trafficking. I'm saying in general trafficking, people that lived on Ben Hill Road.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that I'm explaining it, and I apologize. I guess I was a little unclear. With the exception of some of the homes that are along Beach Creek in that general area, they were the ones that aren't involved. But once you get up into the hollers, especially Ben Hill, there's trafficking that goes on.
Yeah.
Always has been, no matter what the sheriff says.
Right. And maybe Fred. This whole thing with Fred, it could even be related to Summer, and he not even know. Ricky Dale Crawford and Celeste Ann Taylor, 39, same address, were both charged with possession of meth and possession of Suboxone after 2 grams.
What? He could be related to Summer and not even know? That's weird that I said that. I don't. Okay. That's only supposed to be like, it looks like a year ago. So I'm trying to understand. He could, I mean, gosh, everybody's related to everybody out there, but like, I don't know why I would think you could be related to Summer. Yeah, I don't think that would really be possible. Yeah. Fred said he saw a girl that looked like Summer making meth in the woods with other guys. Where in the woods? Thanks.
I've never seen nobody making meth. They heard that from Jody Sue.
I know. He said that. You heard that from Jody Sue. Shotgun Stevens.
They never heard that come out.
Saw a little girl making meth. A little girl saw a girl that looked like Summer making meth in the woods with other guys. What the fuck? That is what Jody Sue said. Oh gosh. See what I mean about this stuff? Like, why does Jody Sue, like, why does she spreads stuff like that almost to purposely cause confusion?
Just like she brought up that backpack, and then the other night somebody sent me that her talking about them guns and stuff. Something about guns. Be careful about the guns and stuff. Stuff's been hidden that Andy's uncles and stuff. 3 houses up.
Yeah, that was very early on. She was saying that.
Looked like a black lunch.
Yeah, that was super, super, super early on. Those messages. That was back in the.
Yes, that was like a couple months or something. Someone went missing.
Yeah. Those were in the Discord messages with Penny and.
Tell them to be careful about when they go look for them because of the guns and stuff or something. Look for that bag.
Yeah, and then there was a bag that suddenly ended up on your property. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, yeah, that too.
Or so they tried to come up and make, or was there even a backpack even really found?
They was on my place,
but it was like. After it was
I don't know what she was talking about for is talking about Andy hiding one, so it's been at his uncle's or whatever. So it's been like a black lunch.
All I could think about is it was probably his drug bag or something. I don't know. Jody Sue is precious.
It was a message from Jody Sue, directly from Jody Sue to somebody. You know, the message that
Yeah, I know. It was in Discord. It was on Discord message between Penny and them early on. JC likely made him of the sex ring. I could see her being into something weird. I don't know.
Of meth and 3 pieces of an orange tablet were believed to be Suboxone were found in their bedroom. So that's weird because they were later, I mean, their charges, his charge was manufacturer dealing, it says manufacturing, deliver, sale, possession.
Yeah.
So that's weird that this article says possession, but on the Hawkins County site, it looks like it was.
Yeah, see what I mean? I'm talking about this right here. See how it was confusing me? How on the charges, Ricky Crawford Jr.'s charges said manufacturer, selling, delivered, and in this live, which was over a year ago, I was confused why it said in this article something different than what he was charged with. And that's because for some reason they bunched together, like it says manufacturing, selling, delivering.
See, that was when he got caught there. That was at Harry Richards' house in Churchill, right behind the police station.
This says it was yeah, I think you're right. It does say Churchill.
Yeah, he was right behind the police station.
And he was with that Celeste Taylor, who was Earl Taylor's ex-wife.
Yeah, they was Harry, and I can't think of his other name, Harry Richards, and Richard Jr., Hessus Taylor, and one more was called. He was Richard's house.
Huh.
Yeah, and they were given no bond.
It says Richard and
One
Richard.
for probation's got to go before the judge and find out how much time he's going to serve now. And then this other person, from what it looks like, is that they were actually the recipient in the deal. So there's charges that probably, again, have to go in front of the judge.
Hey, drink spoiled milk on the job. That could probably get you.
That's possible. Summer, or where's Summer? Remember when Jody Sue went live on Bookface? Bookface. And then she deleted before her TV interview, like very early on, she deleted her own YouTube videos and redone them. I remember, I don't know, she used to have a bunch of, she's always gone live and just, even if anybody watched, like she used to do these weird lives on YouTube, the same YouTube, like she's always gone live. It just used to be on Facebook. Now it's on YouTube. It's even before Summer Wells.
Who you talking about, Jody?
Yeah.
She ain't been live in 3 days now.
She hasn't been live in 3 days.
That's what somebody was saying earlier. I think Lip Lock was saying it.
That's weird. Probably because she probably is sleeping. Probably up 3 days, sleep 3 days, up 3 days, sleep 3 days.
I've never seen him actually drinking. I've never seen him drink, period.
Oh, you never seen him drink?
I've never seen an empty container at his house. And his wife, she would drink them malt liquor cans.
Candace, right?
But, you know, I've never seen him drink at all. But he was fucked up all the time. So he was just on that. That's what I would.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause he had his eyes in so little pupils, and you could just tell he was so glossy. I know it wasn't from the joint.
We all know that Summer Wells went missing, and if you accept what the TBI tells you, it was in the early afternoon. And the last time that anybody outside of her family, and when I mean that, is anybody that lives on 110 Ben Hill Road, that had seen her or seen them with her, was true. H would have been dropped off approximately 2:15. By her, what True said, it was no later than 2:15 because he had to get ready and go to a doctor's appointment, which we find out, if you believe Andrew Hill, his dad was at 3 o'clock. And I have issues with
believing him.
Where was that? Do you have that clip where he said he had a probation? Oh, it could still be pulled up on Facebook Messenger if it's on. Was it through text? Oh, I'm trying to think of. There's a clip like recently. Fred has showed me a clip of Hunter on Andrews where he was sitting there saying he had an appointment at 3:30 or something with a probation officer on the 15th.
It was on his dad's channel.
Yeah, it's on his dad's channel, but I don't know. It's okay.
They don't make sense.
I don't.
He had an appointment to see his PO at the 3:30 and him getting high and stuff beforehand. You know?
Right.
That just don't seem like it.
That's what would be weird. Is like, exactly. If it's true that's what I would have. I wish I would have heard that in real time, or somebody would have asked him. If you had a probation appointment at 3:30 or something to do with probation, then and you were drinking before that, you know what I mean? That just isn't, but I've seen people be stupid like that and stuff, but I don't know.
That would have put them going back
Well,
towards.
it was so new. I was like,
Not to, but towards Ben Hill Road, and arriving there about 2:30. We're going past there around 2:30. I mentioned that there was a issue, or that I believe that they were runners. They did a lot of running, and I mean a lot, to try to gain favor. That girl, I'm taking a look at what if the interview from the other night where Mary was talking to the lab. And what if she knows something that she's trying to tell us? What if she knows that Summer's alive and that a despicable act of her father selling her happened? The lowest of low moments it would have to be to sell your own child. And that I've referred to the Wells property until the community that's been covering Summer Wells by a couple different phrases. An activity that I've always heard and come to know as a local happened. I've had a certain code or codes of phrases. One of them that I'm discussing and really talking about tonight is why I call it a trading post. In fact, girl, you're right. It is on the news all the time. But how does it affect 110 Ben Hill Road? And crime lines and lies, I'm not ignoring your comment. I have that mark. Drugs, there's through Ben Hill Road. Drugs were trafficked through Ben Hill Road. There's a reason why Don says he knows who Playboy is. Playboy's a person in Knoxville. That girl gets it. She just summed up everything I'm saying when I mentioned Playboy. The one thing I assure everybody tonight, hello BB Diamond, thank you for coming out, is that none of this, if Mary is right, none of this was by accident. Part of the theory of what I believe happened is that there was something more nefarious planned for the 15th. but the sudden illness interrupted and caused everything to change. Was this that incident? What I saw, what I felt, however you want to say it, my intuition, what gut instinct, whatever you want to say it is, was suggesting
Boy, girl.
It would have been so easy to make an exchange at Greenville because it's this little gas station. And when I mean a little gas station, it has a lot of traffic going through it, but most traffic is Greyhound. The most traffic that goes there is Greyhound. You have an Ingles grocery store that is right next door that has its own gas station that more people would go to than this gas station, this convenience store. It would have been so easy to arrange for somebody to be there to meet Summer Wells and go to Knoxville. And that girl, I get exactly what you mean about Andy. I'm just not getting into that. I'm sticking focused on this. It would have been so easy to have somebody meet Summer and take Summer to Knoxville from Greenville if Greyhound was used. Or even if they did a car-to-car exchange at this point. Nobody would have paid attention. Timed it right for a bus to be arriving. This is the route, if that is true, that Don Wells would have taken to get home.
Hour and 11 minutes.
Remember,
That's crazy. Hour and 11 minutes. If you look at the screen, it just said hour. I always talk about 111 here. What a Neptune energy, Oliver Summers crime charge, which is delusion, lies, drowning, going under, drugs, human trafficking. Yep. Can is Playgirl. Well, according to Where Summer, if you go look up one of the top kingpins, Vice Lord kingpins, lives over there on Ben Hill, off Ben Hill Road. According to, I mean, if you go Google it, Simpson Lane, that's right. That's the same road, basically the same as Ben Hill Road. You know. It's the same, basically. Simpson, wouldn't you say Simpson Lane and Ben Hill are like the same road, basically? I mean, they're not, but they are.
It used to be the same road. I mean, they didn't call it Simpson Lane or Simpson.
Yeah.
It was just little Patty Morlock on it.
Yeah, supposedly Dustin Overbay lives out there, and he's a big kingpin in the Vice Lords. But, you know, what's funny is, like, Fred thought the same thing, though, that you thought, like that there, you know, he left. He didn't know that there was anything like that out there either.
I know his dad had property over there, but he was going to take them to live over there when he was getting ready to graduate high school or something, but I never even know he even stayed over there. I hadn't seen him in years.
Yeah.
Well, the only time I had seen him when I saw that territory.
Yeah, so the only time that you've ever like had any interactions with him was when you were like 20 years old, or in your 20s, huh? You were younger than 20.
I said he was not at, I don't believe, and I'll say this, I believe all the evidence points to that Don Wells was not at the Meadows all day on the 15th. I believe in part of the day, whether he had to put a work order in or he was calling it a day early or whatever the case may be, he would have been here at his boss's office or home. And then after talking with her, let's be clear on this. If you're at your boss's home, you're still at your job location. That's his office. So he never, ever told a lie in that. But he didn't tell 100% the truth either.
Sometimes the killer be scratching his dang head, and sometimes people just be coming through with info and digging and just blowing the dome right off a killer's head. I gotta pick that motherfucker back up and just put it back on. This, anybody ever heard of this liquid milk meth?
Real?
Known to be transported inside red cap milk jugs. Dangerous, super dangerous to even be around.
What is
Man, look, like Hart said, we here to speculate. We're not trying to cause no harm. We're not trying to say you did this or you did that.
Milk? Is
Man,
this milk meth?
but if
Meth
it's
milk? Have you heard of that?
It's fucking rotten. I'm tired of playing with y'all.
What is that?
What the hell y'all doing over there in Ben Hill? And is it a possibility y'all making meth milk?
What the hell is meth milk?
And that whole picture and everything is all some kind of payment. Well, what the fuck Don or y'all got yourselves into too deep. Respect to everybody doing that thing. I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't know about this. I kind of thought maybe in my head there was some kind of form of making some kind of liquid meth, but I sure in the hell didn't know it was meth milk, looking like vitamin D, whole milk, transported in whole milk red caps, because it looks like that kind of milk, that goddamn much. And just about as dangerous as fentanyl to be around. Oh, man.
Frank Light's daddy, what?
No, he wasn't nothing big. Only thing he done was a little bit of moonshine.
All he did was some
Grady Light.
Grady Light. Yeah, he was just a
He was
moonshine.
just some moonshine, nothing big, really.
Yeah, and Frank Light you're saying was Frank Light like Frank Light? He rides some. He goes out and mows in his thongs. His Speedo. That's what he does.
With his boyfriend.
Yeah, with his boyfriend.
That's what I've seen.
He does, seriously. He does. That's what he does. They said Don had milk with him all the time. Fred's never heard of meth milk. Either have I.
I've never heard of it. I've been in the game for a long time. I've never heard of it.
Who owes what? We talking heavy money, heavy drugs, and owing. Well, man, my head might be on my ass, but we still don't know who even took the pic, who was talking in the damn recording, and why that girl fell ill or was put to sleep, not to fight, or whatever the situation may be. And now that might not have been milk. Y'all got some grocery store receipts, something? Look, now y'all have to prove the killer. That's even milk. Fucking Twilight Zone. And look, it's out there. That's milk. I'm bringing it to y'all to be a possibility. Maybe they'll end up something and everything's even bigger. Even bigger than what the hell
Ew, are you guys saying that Dawn loves warm milk? They said at work he had milk jugs sitting around. Gross. What?
So tell what else shit he does.
I know, right? Yeah, good point. Good point. I read an article about them transporting meth as a liquid now. Once
They
this,
do. They transport a lot of meth liquid and they rock it once it gets to the destination. But it's most times shipped in like bleach jugs, Downy jugs. It comes out of Mexico like that.
yeah.
And then they get it to wherever the destination is, then they bring it up.
And how do you do that?
Hell, I don't really know.
I don't know. I just try to visualize like I'm just a curious person.
I just know it was coming in like that.
Oh. So Don always had gallons of milk. That's weird. They turn it back to Crystal. I guess that makes sense. Why do they do that? Wouldn't it be easier to ship in powder form than liquid form?
It's easier for them to transport it and get it in here illegal.
In liquid form?
Yes, it's disguised in other containers in Clorox with jugs and stuff like it's come from the factory.
Oh, okay. So they make it look like it's a different product.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
You know, and then when you do any that's been shipped in them containers, you can tell it too, because that's what it tastes like too. Either fucking Downy fabric softener or bleach.
1 tablespoon of the milk concentrate can be turned into high grade blue ice, like super concentrate, like down like fentanyl. What is blue ice though? I was asking Fred, he doesn't know what blue ice is either. Like super concentrate, like
I know a lot of the blue ice was coming from the pagans.
Well, it is blue ice.
It's just same thing as meth. I mean,
Is it meth?
They just take a certain.
So you do know what blue ice is then, or
Well, it's just hard to explain. Certain gangs put in a color so they can track it. A lot of times.
Oh, 1 gallon makes the thousands of thousands. It's more condensed down. Oh, true. That makes sense. A liquid form is more condensed, and you can ship more at a time, and that makes sense. And then you can it makes more sense in transporting it. Okay.
Yeah. Where you figure 8 pounds a gallon, and then you figure the bulk of 8 pounds out of this rock is a lot. There's a lot more bulk.
Yeah.
It's like 4 gallons, really. Once it's rock.
Blue ice is the best grade meth. Here's blue, pink, green. Yeah, there was that whole whole conspiracy about the blue ice and I didn't understand where that was Uncle Blue. I didn't understand what you guys meant by Uncle Blue Eyes or Blue Ice or whatever. I don't know. No, I never watched Breaking Bad, but I did one time see a guy make crack cocaine in a microwave. In Panama City, Florida. He said it's $1 million trade. I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it. That was back in the day. Definitely over 20 years ago. Gosh, I can't even believe it's been that long. I just get time flies. Time flies. Has anyone heard of alligator the drug? Huh. I mean, I've heard of crocodile or whatever, so alligator. I don't know. Do you know what alligator is, Fred?
Huh?
Have you ever heard of a drug that...
Crocodile?
No, alligator.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to look at Carol's messages.
Let me see. Alligator drug. Let's see. Semi-synthetic opioid. Or wait, hold on. That's crocodile. When I looked up alligator drug, it's giving me crocodile. And you don't want to mess with it. I know that. Pink cocaine. I thought it was so funny though that, you know, ketamine's making it. It's kind of like pink cocaine and.
But I've never heard of Andy's uncle called anything other than John, no nickname, no nothing, you know.
Yeah, Fred was just saying he never knew John Smith being known by anything other than his name, than John.
But he lived a secluded life. I mean, you never seen him. He just, only one I ever seen him associate with was Ed Redmond, that in the holler. I mean,
yeah,
he was up there about every day. So,
yeah,
I never even seen him even talking to Andy none, you know.
Yeah, that's what's so weird about Jody Sue acting like, you know, like Andy was hanging out there all the time and stuff.
Right.
Because you didn't ever see him out there at John's, did you?
No, I've never seen Andy at John's or going up John's driveway or nothing, or ever even talking to John the whole time I've been in the holler.
I'm trying to think how, but also that is like, you wouldn't see if he went to John's though.
I mean, I just had to see it when I was traveling in that holler or something, you know.
Yeah.
Because I lived way past John.
Yeah.
But see, I see John because he would pass 207 up all the time going to Ed's every day.
And Ed Redmond, he's the one that would brag about getting the hookers from Knoxville.
Getting prostitutes from Knoxville comes soon.
Which is very, very interesting, guys, when you put this all together, because you're thinking of all the ones that hang together and where Knoxville's coming up. Ed Redmond would brag about getting. You have heard him. He's bragged to you himself that he would get prostitutes bring back prostitutes from Knoxville.
Well, he would have prostitutes come see him from Knoxville. He didn't say whether he went and got them or what.
He would have
they would come and see him from Knoxville.
They would come and see him from Knoxville, and this is somebody who Don was working for the week before Summer went missing. And also is mentioned in this obituary of John Smith's recently. You guys are going to see all these people tied together in this Knoxville connection. I can't help but it's not my fault that it's so noticeable and hard to not see. Like, Andy can get mad all he wants, but like, I don't know what to.
I feel like there's several ties in that holler that, you know.
Yeah.
That links back to that.
To Knoxville.
Mm-hmm. I'm just been trying to figure out how the Thompsons bought the property off of the Smiths, which was Andy's grandparents. The Thompsons bought before Andy moved in. And the Thompsons never had nothing to do with nobody in the holler until Ed Redmond moved in. Then them two come real close.
You mean they got real close, became really good friends?
It's weird how certain ones started hanging with each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Thompsons then started hanging with Ed, them two, and then
obviously in the Smiths and Redmonds,
John started hanging with them three there, and then Gully bought across from John's, and then them four started hanging together all the time. And then all of a sudden you'll see
Don's working for Redmond.
And then Andy comes in and starts hanging around that group too.
Mm-hmm.
And right at the end, it was like.
And then they're all come to find out
Don and Andy right at the end, you know, right before someone.
And what do they all have in common? It seems to be like a Knoxville connection, and it's weird.
Just like the Thompsons having all them children from different countries and stuff. I mean, foreign exchange students staying up there and stuff a lot. And then a couple times a year, they'll have lots of children coming in from different places and camping and stuff up there.
Right.
And usually right now, it's about the time they have a group of kids in there right before Halloween, like a week before Halloween.
Didn't Jody Sue say that Don and Andy went to Knoxville to prostitutes and had kids waiting in the car? I don't know about the kids waiting in the car part. Mm-hmm. Ask Gross Luminous. He drank warm milk at work. Huh. I guess I do remember Dudley saying something like that. I wonder why and how they all get tied to Knoxville. And then seeing this, guy who's got links to, this guy getting arrested in Rogersville. I think it was in 2020, named Marcus Washington, that had ties to vice lords and sex trafficking and stuff, and had warrants out in Knox County and from the U.S. Marshals. It's like, whoa. What was he doing in Rogersville? And is this how these people are all tied? Is there what's going on? A haunted hayride. through the holler. That would be awesome, though.
Redmond does that. Ed Redmond does that. That's when the Thompsons have all them kids and stuff come up there and say they'll do that this week. Usually, well, the week before Halloween.
You think they're still doing something like that, even though some?
When I went to jail.
So they did one last year, a haunted hayride type thing.
Well, I went to jail and before I went to jail.
So I guess so. Fred says that that Ed Redmond already does something like that for those kids at Thompson's.
It's just
Is it for the Thompsons?
Yeah, it's just for the Thompsons. They taking.
That's so weird.
They had to take a tractor and a wagon and a bunch of hay, and then they'll load all the kids on it and ride around and stuff up and down the holler and different roads and stuff around the creek and stuff.
It is about a week before Halloween. Jeremy is doing that. Beach Creek Entertainment stand up. Who's Jeremy?
I guess he's talking about Jeremy Light. It's only Jeremy I know. That was, the hay.
Or Jeremy.
The hay baler that burned. That is the boy's hay baler that burnt brother.
Oh, James Lights.
Jamie's brother. See, there's two different Jamie Lights. There's Jamie Light from Light Holler Road, which is Frank Light's brother. And then there's a Jamie Light that lives on the lower end of the creek right beside the Van Hill Church. Which his dad's named CJ Light. He was part of his wife was part of the big drug bust in Hawkins County.
You think it's haunted out there in Ben Hill? I don't know. I loved walking out there at night.
They claim it's the homeyest holler they are, but I know they've been more bloodshed on that holler than any other holler.
Because what did you say is important about Ben Hill Road? That the reason why it's got the most bloodshed of any road?
Don't understand now. Beach Creek, they consider it from in Sullivan County, where Mountain View starts, plumb down to, I'm trying to think, Goshen Valley, where Beach Creek comes on to Goshen Valley, and then turns into Beer Room. But see, back in the day, Beach Creek was just a mile stretch, and Ben Hill was right in the center. And they had east side and west side.
Oh, so it was a gang thing.
Yeah, more or less. I mean,
it's like a gang thing, like the east and the west.
Then they would set our gang up out there at the holler, you see, if they had any problem with the east side or west side.
That's so funny. We're having a history lesson here about Beach Creek here at the Z show tonight. But that is interesting.
But that's been years old. I bet.
Yeah.
When Beach Creek was a rough place.
When it was a rough place?
Yeah, Beach Creek it's a piss hole anymore. It is. Sad to say, it is.
Yeah.
40 years ago, Beach Creek, you didn't travel it after dark or nothing, unless you was going to get shot at, everything else. I mean, you didn't even travel after dark, more or less, or nothing.
We got followed. Me and you got followed out there.
That was on Blackberry Lane when I took you up there to show you where that Dawn had sat and watched that one girl for 2 hours mow her lawn and stuff. The same day that he tried to pick up that little girl off of Mountain View, because Blackberry Lane's off of Mountain View.
Yeah. So yeah, but the person, we ended up stopping and talking to the person. You don't have to say that person's name or anything, but yeah, like Fred ended up knowing the person, thankfully, but yeah, this person followed us and stuff. So yeah, they are very weird about like outside people coming into their like
Of course, we
properties.
went up that private drive and stuff in turn because
That is true. We did go on private property.
Yeah, we was on private property, you know. When I went up to his house and turned his driveway.
But you knew him, so yeah. Hey there, Mimi06. You got a migraine? Oh my gosh, that's the worst. That is the worst. All right, guys, I'm going to go for now, I think. I made those homemade elephant ears last night, and they were so good. With honey and chocolate syrup on them.
What bothers me, why was PG on the phone with Dawn during that? That's what bothers me about PG. That's the only issue I got with PG. I just wonder why he was on the phone with her that day. Right when it was happening. Him and her both have said that they was both on the phone together when that happened. And it didn't happen like Dawn says it did either. On YouTube. Not by the grandfather.
Yeah, we should have went and talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
The hills have eyes. I'm older than you, but I was always told to stay away from Beach Creek when I was growing up. That's crazy. Beach Creek has always been a rough area, and Fred is telling the truth because when I was in high school, we was always told not to come to Beach Creek after dark. That is so crazy how many stories you guys... You know, and I heard Scott H. say the same exact thing.
I mean, the family...
Oh, thank you, Candace.
It didn't matter if you was strangers or family or whatnot. I mean, your own brother shoot you just as soon as a stranger would shoot you. Or cut you or anything else.
Thank you so much, Candace. I'm going to be messaging you here. Well, I went to message you yesterday, but I don't know what happened. Distracted like usual, I guess. Denton Cotton's sister or something to live on Mountain View. Denton Cotton's sister. Cotton's sister does live on...
Cotton lived on Mountain View. Cotton's sister lived on Mountain View. All this happened right around almost...
all around the same...
200 yards of where Cotton lived, to where he tried to pick up that little girl, to where Cotton was found dead. I mean, it is...
Yeah. Where his sister lives, right?
Yeah, it's crazy how...
Where his sister had a white HHR and now it's blue. Or now she has a blue one. I don't know. Ew, Mimi of Jean. Probably. It's all BS. You stay out of Beach Creek because of your son's dad. Oh, yeah, they do. Lived on Cotton's family lived on Mountain View. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Cotton's family lives on Mountain View.
Yeah, and that's
Mountain
why...
View, and then there's another Mountain Lane off of Mountain View.
That's what the little girl was that Don tried to pretend that he was rescuing. She was a Simpson. She was Cotton's...
Off of Mountain Lane.
She was Cotton's niece or something, right?
Yeah, some kind of Cotton, yeah.
So it's weird, like... Yep, Juniper was reported missing on June 15, 2021. She was 5 years old at the time. It's 11:11. I don't know. I hope to God. I doubt that I don't know. I really hope law enforcement. There's nothing weird with that. I'm kind of craving some ice cream right now. I might have to, like, that's why I was thinking about going and maybe getting some ice cream. I don't know. I might come back and read cards, especially if I know anybody that's interested. Candace was on Daisy's. What's Jinky's real name again? I mean, her first name. You don't have to, like, or is she not want people to know? If she doesn't want people to know, then don't say. I just Jinky's. Because I was like,
Oh, I've got it.
oh.
I'm sure you read it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I mean, I've got what she really wrote.
Oh, okay. I just thought you were curious. Chloe said she'll get a reading if I go live. I know, right? It is sad that we're still doing this. Evelyn. What? That's really her name? Great, so you know I want ice cream, right?
You talking about Daisy?
No, not Daisy. The other one's Jinkies. Jinkies is, they said, I guess, Evelyn. I never heard that before. So I guess I didn't know her name. Not that it really matters or anything. It was just, it came up because conversation, because of Harlan and stuff. Do a reading on Dawn and PG. So Chloe said let's see, how late will you be on for, Chloe? I mean, it's already 11:15. Dawn, but I would do a reading on Dawn and PG. Let me see real quick. I'll tell you guys. What did Dawn and PG ever have a romantic relationship? Oh, what just fell out? The King of Wands, which is funny because that is like the very passionate king. Huh? Oh my gosh, the Knight of Wands on the bottom. That's also, yeah, this is very sexual, ill. What kind of relationship was Dawn and PG's? It's weird. I kept being Wands. This is weird. It's like helping him now, like move on, make things easier for him. Yeah, there's definitely something weird freaking going on there. Really, it does look. Let me see what card I get when I ask, have they ever met? Has PG and Dawn ever met? The Queen of Swords. That's crazy. That's the Queen of the Queen of Truth. The Queen of Swords is about truth, honesty. That's weird. You like old-fashioned names? Eleanor. My grandmother's name was Noni or Winona. Well, that's not really old-fashioned. Let's see. Winona, Winona Ryder. Nobody's name she went by Noni. Nobody's named that these days, though. Let's see. Nancy. Well, Nancy's not that old. There's some people my mom's age or even younger that go by Nancy. Why was Tim Smith in Overbay on the D to 110? I didn't know that they were. But that's weird. Who's Tim Smith? I don't know where Fred went. I think he thought I was probably getting off of YouTube, so he might not even be listening. But I don't know. Tim Smith, that name sounds kind of familiar. It came up in the upright. When I asked if I forget the question I asked, but I got the Queen of Swords upright. All right, guys, I'm going to go for real, though. Oh, there's...
I don't know Tim Smith.
You don't know Tim Smith? Or Timothy Smith? Timothy Smith? Timmy? Who's Tim Smith? What about, let's see, what did you say, the other one? Overbay. On the G to 110? I didn't know that they were.
Heard of it before,
Huh. Just saying. Tim Mullen had the phone. Tim Mullen did have a phone. That is right. Okay. All right, Chloe. I'll let you know here very, very soon. That's right. I need to be thinking if I'm going to be going live doing readings. I'll message you here in just a few minutes, Chloe, okay? All right, guys. I'll